my question is like, for us, you was the Mecca of the media, like the value of fame that you had early on, college, and I said they might not want to say like, and from the people that you was with and dating, the Kim Kardashian. So from the outside look, we like, God damn, he got everything. He got everything. Like, was it healthy? Was it not healthy? Like, how did you deal with the volume of fame that you had young? Like,
I think there was some good and some bad. I think for me at that time period, I was dealing with, I was still dealing with a lot of the Heisman stuff. And so at that time period, when I'm deeply immersed into Hollywood because of, who I'm dating and stuff like that, that was not the best time for me because I was hurting on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I was still messed up on the inside. And the thing is
what was hurting? What do you mean you were dealing with?
Just spiritually, I was broken from.
Is that when they took? You told me when they took it?
Heisman? Yeah, from losing the Heisman Trophy. I was
should have never gave that back.
I probably shouldn't have. You're probably right, but
you wait.
We'll go back to that story. We'll go back. I got a story for that.
But you gave.
I gave it back.
Oh, hold on. Damn.
But I got a story. It's a story for that. But I was spiritually on the inside broken, and I was hurt.
What year was this? Because you're talking about college.
2006.
And then you talked about Heisman, so you obviously won it. But then you gave it back.
So this was
years.
like my first 5 years in the league when I was in New Orleans.
You still was carrying that?
Yeah. We was still, there was the investigation. I don't know, remember how long the investigation went on, but just from giving it back, but just dealing with it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is that when you go through trauma, right? And that could be in a relationship level, it could be football, it could be anything. But when you go through trauma, how you deal with that trauma, I think, is the next step, is what's next. And a lot of us don't deal with our trauma the right way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us internalize it, especially when you're in a position when you got a lot of money and you're young and maybe you don't have a ton of guidance, the right guidance, that can be toxic, you know what I'm saying, at that time period. And so for me, there was just, partying or just not focusing on bettering myself as an athlete, because there was a lot of summers I felt like I wasted time. You know what I'm saying? I felt like there was times where I was just wasting time and I should have been putting more into my craft. You know what I'm saying? More into the sport, giving back more into just my body. Because at some point, our bodies start to fail us in the sport, injuries and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I think going through the Hollywood portion of that and being deeply immersed in that while I was still spiritually broken on the inside was toxic for me. Because at that time period, I didn't feel like there was anybody that I could relate to. Who has been through this? You know what I'm saying? Right. Who has been through that I'm dealing with right now, that I'm going through every single day, the stress that I'm dealing with, the internal, hurt and pain that I'm dealing with, the relationships, all this stuff meshed into one big ass, life experience. And I never felt like there was somebody that I could reach out to that could relate to the Heisman Trophy. You know what I'm saying? Could relate to, the Hollywood fame portion of it. Could relate to, what we're doing at USC, playing the national championships every year. I never felt like there was anybody I could relate to. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say that can be a toxic place, because, when you feel like there's nobody to talk to and you just figure it out on your own.